Hello and welcome back to Inside the Dam podcast, brought to you by Papa John's. On today's episode, we're going to talk to two student athletes here at Minot, both of them which are on the track and field team. And the first student athlete we're going to talk to is Jasiah. I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
It's Hambira.
Jasiah Hambira. He's a freshman high jumper here at Minot State University. And he just previously set the school record for the highest mark in high jump. How'd that feel when you found out?
It felt pretty good. It's weird for me now, especially having to get used to meters for here in college. So it's like I never know what I'm jumping. I'm just kind of doing it. Just
gonna go out and jump it. What's your best jump like ever?
When I jumped that last meet, I jumped 6'9", I think. That sounds right. Whatever it was, I broke the school record with. That was the best I've done.
So we're getting recruited out of high school. I'm assuming you were a pretty good jumper in high school.
Yeah.
Go to the next level. So were you getting recruited by bigger schools, smaller schools, or just?
I had a pretty good mix. I had a lot of offers from the D1s out in Seattle, out in Washington. And then for me, I just had a rough recruiting time, I guess you could say, just because I got really sick my junior year. So I missed a lot. I only had 3 meets on the season, I believe, including state. And then I think that just made it difficult for me to have marks to improve. So I had a really big jump from my junior to my senior season coming here.
So it also says right here that you're 32nd in the nation for high jump. What does that mean to you? Do you think that one day you could be, since you are a freshman, one day you could be in the top 5, top 10?
I definitely do plan on that within the next year or two. I mean, I have no limit for myself in that sense. I'm very confident in myself. That's something that my coaches probably get tired of, but I'm very confident in myself and my abilities in that sense of just I look at myself like I'm gonna be the best one day.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is key, especially in track and field, because if you don't have the confidence, then you're not going to perform like you would if you did have the confidence, if that makes sense. You also said before we got into the podcast that you're from Washington.
Yeah.
So what was it like to transition from a cold and rainy weather to a snowy and negative weather?
It's definitely different. I mean, just getting used to that, even just having to compete differently. I mean, normally in Seattle, it's usually by May, it's already warm, it's 70s and stuff like that. You're not worried about cold at all. But then for us, it's just for our outdoor season in high school, it'd be there'd still be snow on the ground. My senior year, we didn't get our track until just about state in May. We didn't get our track dry.
Yeah.
So it's just a different type of training, getting used to being indoors a lot more, and just
I know
that aspect of it.
I know how you feel on that. I'm from Wyoming, so it gets cold there, and I did soccer and track in high school and middle school and stuff, and we hardly ever had the track unless it was one of those years that it hardly snowed. So it's is it hard to practice? Is it nicer to practice inside than instead of outside because you don't have that wind to affect your jumping and all that stuff?
Definitely. It's kind of nice. I don't know. This is my first year ever competing indoors or doing anything like that. So just getting used to just doing it inside is kind of weird for me. I don't know. There's something about the depth perception that kind of throws me off sometimes. But I mean, it's definitely nice to have to worry about elements or wind or something blowing my way or not, and having to adjust on the fly and figure out where I need to adjust my mark to.
Mm-hmm. And has it been nice because in high school did you have just a straight high jumping coach, or do you have just a straight high jumping coach?
So for my high school, my head coach, she was just kind of did everything. That's how it is for a lot of Montana schools, but she did an amazing job. She did a lot of research for me. I did a lot of research on my own in high school of just how to get better, and then it was kind of nice. I don't know. For me, high jump is one of those events where it's a lot of other events like sprinting or whatever. You need to have that mentality. I'm gonna go out there and beat everyone. Mm-hmm. Whereas with high jump, I feel it's a lot more individual. It's a lot more you versus the bar in a sense. So I feel it's a lot more sense of community. I've talked about that with a lot of my friends and my other competitors at high jump too. And they'll talk about just how everyone kind of come together. So if there'll be coaches back when I was in Montana where if they see something I'm not doing right, they'd come tell me hey, do this in practice to work on it, or do this in practice. Mm-hmm. And then even here, it's I get like little bits and pieces from like every coach. I take like Gerard, he'll come help me some days, or Coach Stevens, he'll come. He's a cross country head coach, but he also does multis and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come help me out. And then everyone just kind of pitches in to help me with what they notice, because everyone sees different things. Everyone's paying attention to different things, and there's certain things I'm not even going to notice I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that, like, do you do any, like, have you done any track and not just straight field? Have you done any track events?
Yeah, so like all through high school, I sprinted. So and I still sprint here. I still run the 400.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I was in high school, I'd do the 200 and the 400 also, and occasionally a 100. But
so would you say that it takes more technique to do high jump or long jump, triple jump, pole vault, all that stuff, or would you say it takes more technique to do all the track and field track events, I should say?
I think it's a little, I don't know. I think like high jump is definitely more technical. Like high jump and triple jump are definitely more technical and take a lot more technique than the other events, especially in running. But long jump, you just kind of go. And then like sprinting is its own complication. Like I didn't realize how like serious and how much technique there was until I got here. Cause I mean, I never really had to worry about any of that, because it was just kind of just go and figure it out as you go. Hope you win.
So, could you tell our audience where your next few meets are going to be, and are you qualified for conference, or I don't know how conference works here?
Yeah, I'm qualified for conference. I believe I'm seated 3rd as of now, and then we go down to University of North Dakota this Saturday, and then next weekend we go down to Mankato, I believe. That's where our conference is at, and then hopefully on to nationals from there, which would be, I think it's in Kansas.
When is nationals?
It's the same week as spring break. It's a couple days before or after.
Well, I wish you the best, because I know that track and field, it can be fun, but it can also be some non-confidence type of things. You can go through some slumps. But now switching over to like life. Here at Minot, what's your major? And
I'm majoring in marketing right now. I'm more so looking to go into like real estate and stuff when I'm graduated and all that. Saying all this track stuff doesn't work out for me, but I definitely want to get into real estate and just kind of like flipping homes and stuff like that. That's kind of like my end goal.
When you graduate here, or if you graduate here, because I don't know, you could be a D1 prospect. You never know. Do you plan on staying here, or where you graduate from, or moving back to Washington, going somewhere warm?
I don't know. I've thought about going back to Washington just because of how many connections I have there, just to get started out for like real estate and things like that. I think it really just depends on like where my track career is going and all that, where I'd end up staying at. But if I was going to go back to real estate, I would definitely go back to Washington. I've met like a lot of different people. Like I work a lot of different jobs over the summer, and like I've met so many people that are like involved in real estate and are really high up. My mom does real estate. A lot of my family members are involved in it too, so it just kind of like would be helpful just to like have their insight into someone that's always one call away. You know what I mean? 20-minute drive away.
So I know I just switched to a life goal, but now that I'm thinking about it, what are your goals with track? Like, is it to go to the Olympics or go to a world championship?
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do for myself. I mean, I just feel like that. I don't know. It's something I've dreamed about for the longest time. I mean, just since I started high jumping in middle school, and ever since like my 7th grade year, I was terrible. Couldn't even clear starting height. I quit within a week, and then the next year I broke my school record for it. And then I think just from there, once I kind of got hooked, it's like that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we apologize there, folks. Unfortunately, Morgan is dealing with a little bit of a bloody nose, some concerns there. We hope that he is doing okay, but I'll be taking over for him. In the meantime, I'm your host, Cole Clementich, or co-host, rather, or turned from producer, if you will, and we're here with Jasiah Hambira and Jasiah, and just kind of recap. What you were, obviously Morgan was asking you, about those goals, playing or hoping to compete in like a world championship, the Olympics, when you watch like on TV, like even with the Olympics, what part of it is most fascinating to you?
I don't know. It's just the energy for me. I mean, high jump is a very theatric event compared to a lot of others. A lot of jumping is, it's just all mental for you. And especially people have their own routines to help them stick with it and stay mentally strong. Because, like, it's taxing on you. You just have to continuously tell yourself. Like, there's, like, a moment when you run up to the bar and you're there and you have to, like, look up at this and, like, okay, I'm going to flip myself over that somehow. And I think that's, like, the most fascinating thing, especially as it gets higher and higher. Even, like, seeing, like, even in practice when I jump over heights that I've, like, never seen before. I'm, like, looking at that. I'm like, wow, I wonder what these guys are feeling. You know what I mean? That's, like, fascinating to me, how they have, like, the confidence in themselves.
And it's impressive. Like, these athletes are just well-conditioned. They're well-trained. And it's amazing what all they can go through in the span of, you just look at a year alone. Like, it's, well, the amount of hours. It's crazy, Jasiah, let me tell you. And, as we're hoping to get Morgan back here on the podcast pretty soon, I might be closing out this segment here of the show and might get an extended break. We'll see. We'll let you guys know, but glad to have you on board here for episode 13 of season 2 of the Inside the Dam podcast. Jasiah, we'll go back into the classroom life, or the life outside of Minot State and in the track field. Have you found anything you like to do here in the Magic City? Favorite places to eat or activities, or, sticking on campus? Like, obviously MSU Life, they have a lot of top tier events. What do you like to do around here?
Shoot, I mean, for me, I don't know. I'm more so of a homebody. I can go out and have fun at different events and stuff, but it kind of drains me in a sense. So I definitely stay inside a lot more. But I like going to Dickey's, like the barbecue spot over on.
There you go. Dickey's is good.
I like that place. And then I don't know. I feel like as far as stuff goes, like sometimes I'll have friends over to my room or whatever. I'll play like video games and stuff like that. But like really, I'm just hanging out. I'm not really doing too much.
And nothing wrong with that either. I mean, that's all. Some people, we get some free time once in a while, of course, in the midst of busy lives and, classroom work. And of course, for you, athletics, it can be, escaping the detox a little bit can be a little bit refreshing here and there. But Jasiah, as Morgan said, you met some school records here, just kind of talk about, obviously, expectations going into the rest of this indoor season and into the outdoor part of the season. You want to, obviously, everyone wants to end the indoor season on a high note. Just kind of talk, what do you hope to accomplish for this rest of the indoor, or what do you hope to, maybe see out here for this indoor season that can help you in the outdoor?
For this indoor season, I really just want to clear. I want to get up to about that 6'11" range, 7-foot range. That's the biggest thing for me. I feel like that set me up nice heading into outdoor, just knowing what I can accomplish on the right conditions. I mean, obviously that's the one nice thing about indoor for jumps. Is I don't got to worry about wind. I don't got to worry about anything else outside. I don't got to worry about different track facilities. Everything's just about the same. Obviously, I remind my coaches every day almost, like, my goal is I want to go to nationals, and I plan on doing well there. Currently, I'm ranked 30s, 20s, somewhere in there.
It says here 32 in the nation, by the way.
32 in the nation. So I know I need to get up. I know I need to bump up a lot more within these next 2 meets. But I've had pretty good. I took a week off of jumping, and these last 2 weeks have kind of just been developing for me as far as just in practice and stuff. I've been doing a lot of different stuff in practice. So these next 2 weeks are obviously when we're expected to peak. So I'm planning on doing so.
Well, like Morgan said, we wish the best for you and the team going forward here for the rest of the season. Jasiah, a quick hitter here before we let you go here. Favorite athlete to watch or sport to watch? And, well, obviously, track and field's got to be up there, but favorite athlete to watch and why?
My favorite athlete to watch, I don't know. Outside of track, my favorite track athlete to watch is Barsham. He's a high jumper, but he's just more so for fun. I can't really take away a lot from him as far as to act on it. But, like, my favorite sports player, like, of all time is Sean Livingston for the Golden State Warriors. He's like, just like my key. Stop laughing at me, Nasir. He's like a key for me, just in a sense of like, even though he wasn't always a star, even though he wasn't always the front page, he still went and like handled business and did his own thing. So that's kind of that's my.
There you go. Yeah, it's something like that. Just like how the athletes, just the composure, how they, handle themselves in and off everywhere they go. Well, Jasiah, we thank you so much for being on the Inside the Dam podcast today. Unfortunately, we're hoping that Morgan gets better, and of course, that's some strange circumstances. Weirder things have happened here, Jasiah. So thank you for being a trooper here, and I wish you all the best and good luck the rest of the season and in your school year.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was Jasiah Hambira, freshman high jumper, just recently met the school record in a first meet, hitting NCAA provisional mark. He already cleared 6 feet, 8.75 inches, and ranked 32 in the nation. We're going to take a quick break, though, but before we do that, we want to remind you guys, Inside the Dam podcast is brought to you by Papa John's. Hit them up on their website. Search for any deals that they may have going on. Search Papa John's in Minot. They can also be reached at 701-852-7272. That's 852-PAPA to place an order over the phone. We thank Admir and Papa John's for sponsoring the Inside the Dam podcast each and every Monday night that we are live. When we come back after break here, folks, expect to hear from another fellow teammate of Jasiah's from the men's track and field team. He is also a transfer from another college. He also broke a couple school records this past weekend. We'll have more details coming up here in a little bit. You're watching the Inside the Dam podcast. We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello and welcome back to Inside the Dam podcast. I'm your host, Morgan Kellum, and I'm here with our final guest of the night, Nasir Dilworth. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing sensational. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing actually very, very well.
Oh, that's what I love to hear.
Yeah. How's your season going?
So far, season's going amazing. Had a bumpy road at the start, but at the end of the day, many more progress to be made. So I'm not too excited about it right now, but just looking to be more excited. Dang, nervous. Dang. I'm just really excited. I can't even speak.
Right on this paper next to me, it says that you transferred from College of
College of the Siskiyous.
Siskiyous. Is that how you pronounce
Siskiyous?
Siskiyous, sorry. And where's that college? Okay.
It's in Weed, California.
Oh, so California. And it says you played football too. What position did you play?
I play safety and linebacker.
Did you want to go pursue that before track?
Yes and no. I was kind of like, nah, longevity.
Yeah.
I was thinking more longevity at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. And right here, I just want to congratulate you for breaking the school 60-meter and 200-meter hurdle record this weekend for indoor. What was that feeling like when you found out you broke the record?
I mean, really, I kind of knew I kind of broke it once the meet was going to start because previously, the first meet, compared to the first meet, fell, ran 11.7. Okay, I'm putting the pieces together. Second meet, cleaner race, but it's not good enough. Third meet, okay, now I know what I have to do. And so, take a week off, recover, come back, put all the pieces together. And it's nothing like failing, but knowing what you have to do in order to do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah. So what were your times, or what do you think your times were?
Explain. What do you mean?
So your 60-meter time, what was it?
Oh, previously 9:04.
And then what was your record-breaking time?
8:22.
And then what was your 200-meter hurdle time?
Oh, previously my first time was 20. Oh wait, you said 200 hurdle or 200-meter dash?
Oh, sorry, 200-meter. I thought it was hurdle. That's on me.
Oh, my apologies. Compared to the first meet, it was a 23.5, and I was like, no, that's not what I run. I'm not that slow. Mm-hmm. And so I just told coach, let me run it back, and dropped the whole second. So
that's amazing. Honestly, that is really good. From what I know about track, is that dropping a second's incredible. So have you qualified for your conference, like your conference championships and all that stuff?
Not for the 2, but definitely for hurdles.
Okay, that's that. Congratulations to you on that. How is, like, as a team? How do you think you guys are doing this season?
Oh, I feel like the team does better and better each day of practice, and we have a big team. At the same time, it's so small. You feel me? Because I feel like we all build a certain type of connection, and I feel like moving forward, there's a lot of big things going down in the future,
Yeah. Well, before our next question, I'd like to thank Papa John's as our sponsor here at Inside the Dam podcast. And if you want to order some pizza, call 701-852-PAPA to place an order. So going back to track, where was your first stint of where did you want track to go in your life? Like, did you want to get to the highest level, like Olympics and World Championships, or just to be able to become a college athlete and all that stuff?
Really, for me, it's more just expressing myself in a way I want to express, or expressing myself in ways I couldn't express myself before, and suppressing my ways in ways I shouldn't, if that makes sense. And it's really just being a better person, because at the end of the day, who I was in the past isn't who I am now, and who I am now isn't going to determine who I am in the future. And so me, like I said, I just want to express myself better and better each day.
Yeah. So switching over from track and field and sports for a second, where are you from?
From? When people ask me this question, I like to say I'm from all over, but mainly my hometown, I'm from Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Okay. And where did you go for high school?
For high school,
did you stay in Mississippi, or did you?
Nah, I ended up moving to Washington, Seattle, Washington, for a bit, and so just moved around a lot. So
where I know Seattle, like I should say, I know the state of Washington's a big state. Same with Washington. Same with Seattle. Were you a highly recruited person out of college? I mean, out of high school?
Nah, not at all. I mean, I want to say yes, but everybody has their past, everybody has their experiences. So
yeah,
some things closed doors, but I'm just happy to open up some new ones. So
yep. What's your major here at Minot State?
Exercise science, rehab, and biology, and I also minor in coaching. So yeah, shout out Hard Body Jones, Hard Body Athletics on YouTube.
What made you transfer from your previous JUCO school here to Minot?
Just opportunities, I see myself being successful in the position I am in now, despite other people's opinions, despite what people may think about this place. Yes, it's not as beautiful as previous places I've been to. It has its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, that's just the beauty of it, because life's always changing and life's always moving forward, and you never want to set back, and I never want to hold myself back.
Yeah. So what was it like? Because I'm assuming you came here for a visit before you committed?
Actually, no.
Oh.
I never came. I did not come on a visit.
So what was your first impression of the snow and the negative weather coming from California, Mississippi, and Washington, where it doesn't get nearly as cold?
I kind of just learned to love it and hate it. It's nothing too different, but also it's nothing completely the same at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. So how is it hard to balance school and athletics at the same time?
I say I definitely have my moments where I struggle a lot, especially with traveling, and there's times where you miss classes due to some circumstances, et cetera, but at the end of the day, it's really just a matter of doing it, There's so many ways to do something, just do it.
So what was your first thought about when you came to Minot State, and what were you like? Oh man, I'm not used to being in a small town like this, because I don't know how big your previous towns were. I know Seattle's millions and millions of people. Mm-hmm. So was it hard to adjust to a rural life, you coming from a bigger city?
No, I've always seen myself living in smaller towns compared to big cities. Know a lot of different people, or not a lot of different people, but you get to how can I explain this? The hospitality is different compared to big cities because nobody's gonna say hi to you down the street. Nobody's gonna, actively make eye contact with you and be like, oh, if that like the city life, town life, love the town life.
You just you grow fond of everybody because you start to know everybody. Like I come from a small town, so I know basically everybody that lives in the town. What's your plan after your collegiate career and school? Do you plan on moving somewhere small in like a smaller state or into a bigger state that has more opportunities? Or
That's an interesting question. I say whatever the future has in store for me, whatever the future has in store for me.
So what are some other like hobbies that you like to do here on campus, or just if you're just chilling by yourself and all that stuff?
Very big on anime. Love my anime. Shout out Attack on Titan. And cheese curds and milkshakes, I'm not gonna lie.
I've never together you dip the cheese curd in the milkshake.
No, not together, but you eat the cheese curd and then you drink the milkshake. It's like a lethal combo. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Don't dip it though, because you don't want the crust to get in the milkshake.
Yeah, I might have to try it because I know that some people, including myself, will go to like Wendy's, get some fries or some chicken nuggets and dip them in the Frosty because it's really good. So it's a weird food combo, but it sounds pretty good because I'm a big fan of cheese curds and shakes. Do you what do you like to do here on campus though?
Here on campus, I'll probably go out my way to play the piano or something. I'm very big on music. I love my music. Classical, jazz, all that.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask you. What's your favorite music genre?
Oh, I'm very big on my oldies.
Sorry.
Oh, anything like 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm early 2000s. I'm very classic. I'm an old head, I like to say.
I like old songs too. Who's your favorite artist do you like to listen to?
Favorite artist?
Or even band?
I have to say the Isley Brothers, bro. The Isley Brothers. Got to love them.
I probably know who they are. I just I don't. They're probably by a song, but.
Can I go all my way without you?
Hey.
Oh, how would I know? Oh yeah, that's that stuff.
See, I never heard of that song. Never heard of those guys. I probably have.
Voyage to Atlantis. Voyage to Atlantis.
Hey, you got a nice singing voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Is that something you would like to do too? Is become like a music teacher or?
Music teacher, no, but music enthusiast, yes. Music connoisseur.
Yeah. So, do you like to go to different types of concerts for music? And
I actually have never gone to a concert in my life.
Wow.
Never, not once.
So are you, going back to the you're really classic, you're like a oldies, what type of genre do you like? Do you like rock in that, or do you like classical rock or just classical music?
R&B. I like my slow jams. There'll be times where I like my rock, my metal, etc., etc. But yeah, it's really that R&B, that slow vibe.
So is that what you listen to get warmed up and pumped for a meet and race or something, or do you listen to?
Oh, that's different. I'll probably listen to some reggae for that.
Yeah. So are you a big? I don't know. You said you like to. You want to live in a smaller community, and I know that most smaller communities, depending on where you live in the country, it will be like some southern twang or some country. Do you listen to any of those?
Oh, yeah. R.I.P. Toby Keith. I love my country music too.
Hey, I like. I'm a big country guy, but it sounds like you listen to every type of music under the sun.
Man, if it gets me moving, I'm grooving. I'm not gonna lie.
I noticed that over when you were sitting over waiting for your interview to come up, that you were just jamming out to the playlist. Do you like you just said you like to dance a little bit. What's your favorite when you go, if you do go to a party or go to a club or something, what type of music do you like to jam out to?
See, I'm very universal. It's like, how do you want it? Do you want me to get it crunk this way, or do you want me to get it crunk this way?
Hey,
don't matter. Any way you want, I could do it.
Hey, music is one of those international things where everybody can get on the same level. It's just like math, sort of like everybody knows what's going on when there's music playing. What's your plan, like, so going back to track, do you plan on finishing, how many more years do you have in college?
I got a couple, I'm not gonna lie. As far as eligibility, I think two more.
And do you hope to be able to go out and get another, like, are you going to finish those 2 years and then try to get another year after that for sports, or are you just going to get those 2 years out of the way and then finish your degree and then go where you want to go in life?
Probably do both.
So I'm assuming, you said when people ask you where you're from, you always say, I'm from everywhere. So do you like to travel?
I'm a nomad. I never sit in one spot. I'm always moving, always on the go.
So what's your favorite state you've been to?
Favorite state I've been to? I probably have to say, oh, this is tough. Definitely Arizona. Driving through Arizona has probably been my favorite experience. I'm not gonna lie.
What time did you go of the year? Like in the
around 2013.
Was it during the dead of summer?
Yep.
Oh, I bet that was a lot. I bet that was hot.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely.
I'm not a big heat guy. I like it be 80 weather, just a little bit of short weather. Have you ever? What's the furthest you've been around the world? Have you been to a different country?
First stop on my bucket list is Switzerland.
To do what? Just to go? Or?
Just to go.
If you've ever gone snowboarding, I know there's a lot of some really good skiing and snowboarding spots there, and I've heard the people are very nice too. So. Have you ever been back east? When I say back east, like up near Boston, New York City, all that.
I actually haven't been out that way for a long time. Not since I was like a baby.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me interview you, and I would like to thank Papa John's one more time. If you want another pizza and want to place an order over the phone, call 852-PAPA. And thank you for all of our listeners out there, and hope to see you next week on Inside the Dam podcast.